Welcome to an Event Organizers Association of Kenya presentation. Many will agree that the COVID-19 pandemic has greatly affected the events industry. However, as the Event Organizers Association of Kenya, we see a silver lining, an opportunity we can take advantage of from this pandemic. This pandemic has jolted us to think about the health and safety standards and procedures at our events. In line with our vision, members of the association put together a mock wedding to showcase what a safe and compliant wedding is. Have a look. Health and safety protocols at a wedding are made possible if first wedding furniture is set up to allow for social distancing. Risk and compliance measures should be used first in the planning process and therefore offer guidance during setup and after the wedding to ascertain that the 1.5 meter social distancing and all other protocols have been adhered to. Chairs at a wedding ceremony should be placed at a 1.5 meter distance, keeping the guests at the appropriate social distance. The seating arrangement at the reception should also observe the same social distancing rule, where a table should be occupied by half its capacity. Wedding suppliers should also be considered. There should be a dedicated seating area for suppliers who must remain present during the wedding, one that allows for social distancing to be observed. The wedding should have enough hand washing stations and sanitization points spread across the wedding to allow for easy and constant sanitization of hands. It is also important to note that sanitization of the entire setup, tents and furniture should take place after setup is complete. Health and safety protocols need to also address the people present at the wedding venue. This is both before the wedding day during the setup, on the day of the wedding, and after the wedding day during the set down. To begin with, suppliers are now advised to set up at different times to reduce the interaction between different teams during the setup. A registry of all suppliers intended to work on-site and all invited guests should be prepared in advance should there be need for contact tracing after the wedding. This list should further be used at the venue's entry point to confirm the presence of each individual on a given day. Guests and suppliers should sanitize their hands at the venue's entry point. Suppliers or guests with recorded temperatures that are above normal should be attended to at the safety tent. Clear and legible signage reminding guests and suppliers of the safety protocols should be placed at strategic points across the wedding venue. Any and all individuals entering the wedding venue should have a mask on, one that is properly placed to cover their nose and mouth. It is also key to have ushers and safety marshals guiding guests as they move from one space to another to to avoid overcrowding at any given point. At the ceremony, the pastor or the MC should regularly remind guests of the safety protocols, with the safety marshals cordially but firmly helping in enforcing the adherence of these protocols. The sound team are also required to sanitize microphones should these be shared at any point. The bridal party should also be guided to ensure that they too adhere to these protocols, ensuring they have their masks on at all times properly placed, sanitize their hands at the points of entry, and observe social distancing during the procession and the recession. At the reception, ushers are to guide guests to their pre-allocated tables, where guests are encouraged to remain throughout the wedding to once again allow for appropriate social distancing and minimal interaction between the guests. Food service is also a crucial element in any wedding, and even more with regards to health and safety protocols. To allow for social distancing during the food service, guests are called to serve one table after another, as guided by the MC and the safety marshals. Guests must properly wear masks when welcomed to the serving station. The entry point to the food service area should have adequate washing points that ensure efficiency of the food service process while minimizing overcrowding. The chafing dishes are also set up accordingly to allow for the necessary social distancing while guests are served food. To limit lots of movement among the guests, simpler dishes are served at the table. For example, soup, dessert, cake, or drinks. The catering team and the waiting staff must also be appropriately dressed with safety apparel, that is, masks, visors, and gloves. Lastly, a wedding is not a wedding until people have danced their hearts out. Guests should, however, maintain social distancing during any dance sessions and have their masks properly placed at all times. Are you planning a wedding? We hope we have painted a picture of what a safe wedding looks like. As the Events Organizers Association of Kenya, we want you to have a beautiful and fun wedding, but one that keeps you, the wedding couple, and your guests safe, especially during this COVID season. We wish you well in your wedding planning journey and congratulations on the big day coming.